All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 168-pound division where Demetrius Andrade gets rolled over by David Benavidez in their 168-pound championship fight. And what is going to happen next with Terrence Crawford in the audience, Canelo Alvarez being called out at the end of the fight. And we're also going to talk about some of the other fights on the card. Jermall Charlo returned against Jose Benavidez, and your boy Fanon back in the winning category, in the winning category, or in the winning column with the predictions for this fight. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to be in the 168-pound division where we just saw one of the best fighters in the world. Without a doubt, David Benavidez is the monster. His performance over Demetrius Andrade, in my opinion, was nothing short of pure savagery and skill. This dude is definitely one of my favorite fighters in the sport. Love his style. Look for him and favor him to beat anybody at 168 pounds. Now, before I get into the details of it, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much for your continued support. It means a ton. All right, so first two rounds of the fight that took place on Showtime pay-per-view, I had Demetrius Andrade winning the first two rounds. I think I might have could have given him the first three rounds. But between round three and round six, when the corner waved it off, it was 100% pure, unadulterated brutality. Man, David Benavidez, you could just see on television the difference between the punches coming from David Benavidez and the ones landing from Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade's eyes started swelling up right around after the second round. I think he wound up getting dropped in the fourth. Just very crisp, straight right hands, uppercuts, very powerful shots to the body. Just was way too much for Demetrius Andrade to handle. In the lead into the fight, people were asking me who I thought would win. And I said, look, man, this is as close to a 50-50 fight as you can get. But my worry is for Demetrius Andrade is that Demetrius Andrade has only had one fight at 168, and I didn't think he looked that strong against Desmond Nicholson. And he tends to tire in the second half of the fight. And, I don't think that was the problem in this particular fight. I just think that David Benavidez was just too young, too fresh, hits too hard, way too much punch volume, and just wind up steamrolling him, man. And I'm telling you, I think we're going to see the same thing out of David Benavidez versus anybody at 168 pounds. Dude, I think we may see that out of him with Canelo. And Canelo is obviously an excellent fighter, but you could just tell, like when Canelo fought Jermall Charlo, it was like almost the same scenario where Canelo just was landing shots on Jermall Charlo. That Jermall Charlo just looked like he was bracing for contact and was getting hit with like a little mini car every time he loaded up and landed those shots on him. That's what you saw with Demetrius Andrade and David Benavidez. Just way too much power. Those guys are real 168, 175 pounders with real pop. And that's all there was, man. Dude was just way too strong and way too young, way too fresh for Demetrius Andrade. There were some other good fights that took place. You had Jose Benavidez. Just like I said, Jose Benavidez is going to get washed by Jamal Charlo. I don't care how long Jamal Charlo's been out of the ring. Jose Benavidez is not the level of fighter. Does not have the level of skill, does not have the level of talent necessary to beat Jamal Charlo. Now, I will say though that as far as what goes next, number one, Canelo Alvarez needs to fight David Benavidez. Period. After that performance, David Benavidez is the man at 168, other than Canelo, obviously. So he has no choice but to fight that guy. After having now beaten Caleb Plant and beaten and stopped Demetrius Andrade, that in that type of fashion, he's going to have a real big buzz behind his name. He's a two-time WBC champion in that division, and Canelo will be, according to the WBC, ordered to fight him. So he's going to have to. He, being Canelo Alvarez, would have to drop the belt in order to get out of fighting David Benavidez, and that would just be an all-around bad look for Canelo. So I think that's what we're going to see next, and I believe that Canelo Alvarez is the type of dude that will fight him. Now, just to make a mention of something else, the talk that Terrence Crawford, because many people were talking about Canelo Alvarez fighting Terrence Crawford next. Terrence Crawford needs to stay at 147, maybe 154 pounds. He got zero shot of beating David Benavidez. Zero. Now, if you can't beat David Benavidez, there's no reason for me to want to see a fight between you and Canelo Alvarez, because there's a guy right there that Canelo Alvarez should be fighting for those belts, and David Benavidez has more than earned his shot for that, and I think that's a fight that a lot of people would really be excited for. Now, there's obviously, though, another guy in the division that should not be forgotten, and that is David Morrell. And so if Canelo doesn't fight David Benavidez, what I want to see out of David Benavidez next is a fight with David Morrell, the Cuban 168-pounder, the WBA world champion. That, I think, is a fight that would be a terrific fight between he and David Benavidez, because, look, man, David Morrell's going to be throwing them bombs right back with you. Just as heavy as shots, man. See, I like that big man boxing, man. I like that big man boxing. Excellent style out of David Benavidez. Definitely one of my favorite fighters. And like I said, man, I think that with the exception, when I said I don't think anybody's going to be able to beat him at 168, man, I'm leaving out David. I actually left out David Morrell when I shouldn't have. I don't know if he beats David Morrell. He has more experience than David Morrell does at this point in time, having had more fights, more championship fights. But look, man, if you can't get the Canelo fight next, I'll definitely take it, David Morrell. But what a wonderful way to end Showtime pay-per-view. Also had other good Subriel Matias was on the card. Didn't get to see the Subriel Matias fight because I had something coming up. So once I can get some tape on that, I'm going to watch that. But excellent fight. You had other people win. Michelle Rivera beating Sergey Lipinets, and then of course you had Hector Garcia losing to Lamont Roach. So we got another American champion out there, Lamont Roach. So congratulations to Lamont Roach. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.